Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures, and I'm stood amongst a field full of flowers, beautiful, joyous sunflowers. I've got bright orange ones here, yellow ones in the background, more orange and more yellow next to me here, and they're all heading towards the blue skies. Yes, blue skies behind me. It's absolutely magnificent. Well, why am I waving flowers around? Well, it's because these I have to cut off. These are male flowers. Look at them, they're beautiful, they're gorgeous, they're very nice, very attractive to the bees and pollinators, but not what I want on my squash plants. I want the lovely, small, delicate flowers that are the female flowers, because they're the ones that produce the fruit. Of course they are, of course they are. And everything's happening here. It's great to be back. I've had to take a few days off from filming. I've been rather busy, which is rather lovely. But I'll tell you something, isn't it nice to come back down onto the allotment? And well, there's lots and lots to do, to catch up with. I've been working on my tomatoes, the outdoor ones, and well, I'm about to start working on my potatoes down here because, well, they've died off, a lot of them now, and that means it's time to dig them up. So we're going to have a look and see what we find below ground. It's great to have you all on board. Thanks so much as well for all your comments. And well, you know the drill. Come on, sit back, relax, put your feet up, have a cuppa, the most important thing. I've just had one, about to have another one very shortly. And well, welcome. And look, the sun's come out for the show. Isn't that fantastic? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Well, as you know, I love my pollinators here on the allotment, and well, I've just done a little video to show you what's happened in my compost bin. And over the past few months, I've noticed there's been quite a few very small, tiny wasps dotting about here, but also dotting around where the compost area is. And the other day, I'd got some compost stuff to put on and inside this lovely bin of mine, and I opened the lid and I put it straight down. Well, this morning, with a very long stick, I opened it up, and well, here's the results. Look at that, my own, very own mini wasp nest. I say mini wasp, I mean the nest is quite huge, but the actual wasp nest itself, and the wasps are tiny. But aren't they clever? They've built that all themselves. Isn't that fantastic? I'm not going to go any closer. I've closed the lid now, and as you can see from the video, they were swarming a little bit. They felt threatened. I don't blame them either. The lid did go down with a bang. It got caught on the stuff I was going to put inside, so I've left it all there, and well, we'll see how they carry on. I think they'll calm down. I'm nowhere near them now, and I won't go anywhere near them either for the rest of the day. They don't want them to feel threatened because, well, they do so much good here on the allotment. Absolutely fantastic. I'm surrounded by beautiful wildflowers at the moment, and this is the time, by the way, to start planning for next year. Yes, I know we're only halfway through August, but now's the time if you're out and about. I got a box yesterday of wildflower seeds. They were £3 originally. I got them for 60p. They've just been reduced. Isn't that fantastic? 60p. And they'll do, it says, up to 30 square metres, which is actually, and it's not that big a box. It's probably almost half the size of my allotment, actually, which is quite incredible. And of course, you just scatter them around, and but that's for next year. So some of these will self-seed. I'm talking about self-seeding. I have in my hand one of the seed pods from the beautiful, beautiful George's Cross poppies that we had, the red and white ones, and well, it's incredible. The tops are very, very clever, and I'm going to try and get a photograph. Now on here, I'm going to put those on, which I shouldn't really, because well, it might do the grow. There's like a little hat thing, and down by the sides, and I hope I get a photograph for you, but as I talk now, it separates from the top here. I presume to protect them from the weather as well, which is fantastic. So it stops the seeds themselves from getting wet, and they open up, and you can just literally, the wind will pour the seeds out. And let me see if I can catch this on camera here. I'll come closer. It's difficult when you're not But there you are, look at all those seeds I've got, and if you tip the top, let's hope it's in focus, they just fall out. Now I've got to go and find a little box now to put those in, a little packet or so, because look at how many seeds I get, and that's one poppy head, so there must be, oh, well, hundreds and hundreds of dried poppy seeds. Now I don't know how many of those actually are, oops, that's a nettle, oh, that'll teach me, oh, way up, fell off my stone. That'll teach me. Luckily there's masses of dot leaves around here. It's interesting with nettles though, varying off the subject. I used to make nettle wine a long time ago, and you can actually just pick them up without gloves on if you get them right. Incredible, isn't it? They've got little tiny hairs on, and you can eat them. There's a competition, a nettle eating competition, and that's incredible without getting stung. Amazing. However, my arm now is tingling like mad, so I better go and well, rub the dot leaves all down my arm. That'll end up being green. But before I do, look what I've just pulled out of the ground. Now, be very careful here, because the top part of this potato is going green, and that is not good for you to eat. It's full of the wrong things. However, this end is not green, so I could chop that off and, well, I could boil them up, mash them, and then freeze them. Or I could actually use them, which would be rather lovely. I've got a tiny one here as well. Now, in a moment, once I've got rid of the lovely seeds, we're going to look at a bag of potatoes that I planted moons ago, and they've been down here below all of my plants here, my lovely, well, it's gone now, but the lovely wallflowers here, lots of things growing around it. Completely forgot about this bag of potatoes. I wonder if there's any at all inside. Hello, can you see me? Well, here I am inside the jungle, and well, everything's just exploded in here, and I don't quite know what to do. I'm going to have to ask for advice. I know people out there have grown butternut squash before. I haven't, and well, it's taken this long. However, we have good news. Hooray! Time for celebration. I have my first butternut squash, and it's almost right at the end of the plant. And here's a photograph. I'll go into a small little square. Isn't it magnificent? Oh, it's just brilliant. I've had about, well, this whole greenhouse is full of this plant now. In fact, so much so it's now escaping out of the doorway to try and get outside. The fantastic thing is though, bang next to it is another butternut squash coming. So that's two I've got, and I think there's a few more dotted around. I am still taking the male flowers off. As I said, you can tell the male flowers because look at the size of the stalks up to the flower. And the females, as you can see from the photograph here, and I'll do another one, are virtually straight off the vine. There is hardly any gap there. Now what I've got to do here is be very careful now, because obviously I want this to get bigger and bigger. I have to do lots and lots of watering in here. It's a massive plant. What I might have to do is start taking a few of these tips off, a few of these flowers off, so it doesn't put all its energies into producing all these beautiful leaves, but puts energy now into producing my fruit here. It's just massive. Unfortunately, on the other hand, but jolly unfortunately, not a sad unfortunately, I think what I thought were loofahs down here are actually cucumbers. I don't know how they've got mixed up. I really labelled them properly. Having said that, I'm going to leave them. We've had plenty of cucumbers off. I'm very lucky off my other cucumber plants, because well, they're down here and they are getting bigger. So I'm just going to leave them and see how big they actually get, because they're called Beth Alpha is the variety of cucumber that I've grown, and they really are small. They don't grow very big, so I'm going to keep an eye on these down here. I've worked out, by the way, what was eating my peppers, and it wasn't the woodlouse, although they have been involved. They've been following the trail of slugs. Yes, I found a few slugs on here, hand picked off in the darkness of the night, because as you know now, we're halfway through August, and that means that the light is starting to dim at about 9 o'clock, 9:30. It's getting dark, and we need this light in order to make sure we get some decent crops. Well, I'm going to come out of here because it's boiling, even though it's early, and I'm being surrounded by plants. So I'll come out and we'll carry on. Well, here we are. My bag of potatoes, possibly. I don't know. Amazing. Been well watered, obviously. It's a bit dry now, but it's been well watered over the season. So should we have a go have a look. Well, that's a good start, isn't it? The tiniest potato. Let's put that in. In fact, we'll put that there, and I put that. But here we go. We have one. Now I've got a bag here. I'm going to try and tip it out and see if we get anything out at all from this potato bag. I'm not. Oh, there we go. I'm not sure actually whether we will, to say the truth. It's interesting, isn't it? Oh, two. Let's have a rummage. Oh, hello. 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at that. Clump. Let's put that in there. Oh. I've got a free slug at the bottom. Does that help? Let's have a look in here. Oh, we have some potatoes, which is rather marvellous. I mean, these have been right there. It shows you, doesn't it, that actually that they can survive in the soil for ages and ages and ages. Now, I've got to obviously go through this. This can just go back onto the ground. I can utilise this now to add more sustenance over the winter period. There we go, some little ones. That is the original potato there, look at that. Ta-da! Isn't that amazing? That's grown these potatoes from. So we've got just a few, but I've never been successful with. And this was really, really well watered at the start. In fact, well watered throughout, actually. And, well, we have some potatoes. I'm lucky, it's better than nothing, isn't it? Looking through there, I can't see. But there, we have some potatoes. Isn't that fantastic? It's lovely. And, well, they smell like potatoes, they look like potatoes. I'm not quite sure what variety they are. I need to look back now over my videos and see what sort they are. And I think I put 3 in there, actually, originally. So we have some potatoes, and I'm happy with that. We know behind me here that we have potatoes. We've got shallots as well. I've had some shallots out of there. And, well, I did have some beetroots out of there as well. So we've done, that's not bad. It's time now to dig all this over. So when you come back next time, hopefully we'll have all the potatoes out that we can. There's still one row to come. So we have those, the blue ones, remember, the Cara ones. They've really gone ahead of themselves. And they've been fantastic. I really, really have enjoyed growing the Cara ones because of the amount of potatoes we've got off from them. Well, once again, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. And thank you to Darren and Ali, and for your comment after the last show. You said, oh, you sound a bit down. And because they always send me lots and lots of success stories, which I love. I love the success stories. And well, we'll look next time. You've sent me some of your not so successful stories, of which we all have. As you know, here on the allotment, I've got stuff growing. But it's a little late, but that's fine. That's nature for you, as Ali says from Canada. Let nature do its thing, and we certainly are. The birds are singing here. I've got blue skies today. The sun's out, of which we need, and I've just noticed my first tomato is slowly starting to colour. So fingers crossed if we get some more sunshine and more light, really, that's what we need. They don't need necessarily direct sunshine on the tomatoes, but we need some more heat and some more light for as long as we can, because as I say now, unfortunately, the nights are drawing in. Once again, thanks very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Great to have you on board. We're down to 1 video a week at the moment. I hope you don't mind. It's just things are becoming a little busy as we head into the autumn here. Well, I shouldn't say the word, should I? As I said, as we head towards the end of August. Nice to see you again. Ta-ra for now.